Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived.
Down to the queens.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest, the best weekly Stardom podcast anywhere in the world. I am, as always, Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, guys. I just scarfed that shit down
I
because
knew as soon
you
as you
decided to
spoke,
just go.
as soon as you spoke, I was like, he's just choked down that cake.
Yeah, full disclosure, literally 3 seconds before this show started, I said, "Hey, just so you know, I'm taking a big bite of a coffee cake, so give me a second." And then he just went. So,
You
so
said
that's where we're at.
you said I have coffee cake. I didn't know you were like chowing down on it at the same time.
So I'm having coffee. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Hi, guys. Welcome to Stardom Quest. First Stardom Quest of the year, 2023. I keep forgetting. In my match guide, I keep putting 2022, and it's telling me that I'm wrong. And I'm just like, I don't like being told I'm wrong. But we're here. And Triangle Derby started. Apparently, Mercedes Mone is real. Huge news. She wants to wrestle AZM and Mia Yamashita, who is not in this company. So that's fun.
Well, she also
And
wants to
yeah,
wrestle one of Rossi's mortal enemies. Like,
that's also true.
well, two of them actually, because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Manami Toyota hates him now, and
Also, yeah, they also got beef.
Aja Kong does hate him. So, she's she's just like, listen, Rossi, man, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna make your life a nightmare, and we love it. We love to see it. Um, I suppose there's no better place to start than earlier today at the Antonio Inoki Memorial Wrestle Kingdom 17. Fighting Soul Forever. These titles just got longer and longer. In front of 26,000 people, KAIRI defended the IWGP Women's Championship against Tam Nakano. She won with the insane elbow in just under 6 minutes.
Jesus
So
Christ.
yeah, the match was alright. Like, cause they just like had no time to do anything, so it just immediately went to the big moves, and that was it. Like
Yeah,
that
for a
was
6 minute
all.
match, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Uh, it was great to hear the crowd for the
Mm.
first time in a Joshi match, well, in a Star match in years. Huge pop for the screwdriver.
Yes.
That was like the biggest spot of the match, and then Kyrie just kind of beat the shit out of her and won. Um,
Yes. Yeah. The
yeah.
spinning back fists had Stan, Twitter, and Rumble in ruins. It was
Oh, I
great.
saw that tweet. I saw that tweet where it's like, "That's how these motherfuckers wrestle." Sasha needs to be careful.
Yeah,
She's
yeah, they're
gonna
like,
die.
yeah, like the biggest Sasha fans ever. Like, oh, Sasha's gonna get her ass beat here, man. They were so funny. I loved the Sasha stands. They were very fun today.
It's like, hey,
Um,
I think Kyrie upset about her WWE run. She gonna hurt some. She's gonna hurt our girl.
yeah,
Um,
no, because you could see the
yeah.
steady progression from, oh my God, Tam is so cute. Oh, Kyrie is her.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh no. Oh God.
See, and the beautiful part is that it's like, if you've been watching for so long, you don't it isn't separated for you, right? So like Chris Charlton on commentary, who I will say they did a pretty decent job on commentary for this match. I didn't think it was anything too bad. Obviously, if you don't like their commentary, you're not gonna like it. But I thought it was a fine performance by them. But Chris Charlton was like, don't let her entrance fool you because she will hurt a motherfucker. That was basically his like kind of like spiel at the beginning of her entrance. And I'm just like, she carries a fucking like uh, staff with a knife at the end of it. Like what? Like I don't get how people can like not perceive this as like it's just like the perception does not change for me. But I guess when you think about it and you look at like people who are watching this for the first time, for people who are Sasha fans, it's like, yeah, she is really cute and the music is cute and like the fucking robe is cute, and then she just fucking drops homegirl on the head, and it's great. So yeah,
Yeah, and
I
that
thought it
was
was
only
good
like
stuff.
half of what Tam can be. Like she can go to the depths when she wants to. Um,
This was the type of time Tam match I like though. This is like I know like she has a lot more in the tank. I think they could have given her. I don't know why they didn't give them like 8 minutes. Like even just like a minute or two more, I felt could have made a lot of the difference.
yes.
Um, like 6 feels like a bit disrespectful. Uh, but you know, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I have a big issue with the optics of all this.
it was terrible optics.
Yeah, like Tam is one of the biggest names in Stardom. Like if you don't watch Stardom, you have no idea. She is one of their top 4 names. She had the white belt for like a year. She's really heavily protected. She has her own faction, and
Well,
it basically did like this was basically Nanai versus Momo levels of oh dear, like that was that level of she
I
got
mean,
geeked, like she just got beat.
yeah,
And if you don't watch Stardom, how are you going to be interested in Tam Nakano going forward? Because she lost in 6 minutes and then got shoved aside for 2 part timers, and I've no issue with that, but you're really doing yourself a disservice here to like try and entice people to watch Stardom by saying, "Hey, the one who's full time in Stardom is the least important person in this, and Kairi and Sasha are gonna wrestle on a New Japan show." So like,
I
I
was
don't.
talking to sorry for interrupting. I was talking to widescreen, and we were talking about how it's pretty clear why Utami didn't get the spot. um, now in
Mhm.
hindsight, and yeah, let me just say I was wrong. I'm happy that Tam was the one who got the first challenge.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They just the optics of it are really bad to me. Like if this is how you're gonna grow Stardom, I'm not sure how much it benefited Stardom because
I will say one thing is that I know that the show had like issues with a lot of time delays,
mm,
and it had a very, very big card. So, the benefit of the doubt, and I hate to do this because like this was supposed to be like a really big like barometer, what I mean, for where that IWGP belt is on these native shows to Japan. Um but I guess we're gonna have to wait until Dominion to see
well,
what
no,
they
because
actually.
this is pretty clear. This is secondary to them. Like they don't
Oh,
like
100%. It's
they quit
100%
this match.
secondary.
Like they quit this match and not any of the other ones. So
I
that
mean,
shows you
yeah.
exactly where the priorities lie. Like this is
They
secondary to
cut
New Japan.
they cut the tag match, but they've always cut the tag match.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. But
But yeah, I mean,
like
like, I don't know if you heard, but I mean, the two people who closed the show, Shingo Takagi and Kazuchika Okada. Well, one of them said, "Why the fuck is the women's match on the card and I'm not?" Like 3 days ago. Uh, so
they
I
are
think you can
doing
guess. I
such
think you
a
can
great
guess
job.
which one wasn't on the card.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like they're doing such a poor job. Like I said this at a Star crossover and people kind of side-eyed me, but like that entire show almost was, oh, the women are here, that's cool, but like the New Japan guys are the stars. Like don't take the attention away from us. Like and this was a further like indication of that. Like New Japan
Yeah,
gave
you were.
Kyrie
Yeah.
and like New Japan gave Kyrie and Mercedes the focus because that benefits New Japan because they're getting the match. If Stardom was getting the match, you probably don't get nearly as much time. That's just I don't know. Like I feel like they're doing Stardom such a disservice by putting them on the shows, then presenting them as secondary. Like who that's never seen Tam Nakano before is like going, oh hell yeah, I need to see more of this girl. And then when you
Oh,
do go
there's
and watch
definitely
her,
people.
and then when you do go and watch her, you're like, wait, she's like a pushed person here, but she just got geeked. Like I don't know. I feel like you're running into
I don't.
issues there.
I think that yes, but I think also wrestling fans suspend their disbelief for less. I don't think it's like as big. I think you should, as a company, be paying attention to these things. But I don't think not paying attention to these things are like extremely detrimental. They're just very dumb, and it will be. It could be detrimental if you just do it all the time, which they do. Like New Japan does do that type of shit. They just don't. They don't think ever.
Yeah.
Um, but like it's one of those things where it's like you could definitely suspend your disbelief, and you can definitely like I think that the entrance is probably paid for more than the match did, which sucks because I think that I think that's the story of Wrestle Kingdom 17 with Joshi's, right? I think that's the story of this because I think it's similar with how I feel about the Mercedes stuff, which we haven't even really dived into. Um, I feel like all three of these women are in-ring monsters. They are incredible in-ring performers. And for Mercedes, I think that her stuff didn't hit, and I'm just like, okay, she has a good match waiting for her though. Like she's gonna have a really good few matches here, so we're cool. Um, Whereas this was supposed to be the good match for Kyrie and Tam. You know what I mean? Like this was
Yes.
supposed to be like the build up of the theatrics because they both do a bunch of theatrics, obviously, but you kind of want to see them have a good match, and they could have had a good match. They had a good 6 minute match, but it definitely feels so secondary that you can't even really ignore it.
Yeah.
It's wild considering those fucking main events could have cut down a couple minutes. Like, let's be real here. Like, I watched them both. Uh, they could have cut down the good old the
No,
good old
Dylan,
Oscar bait.
Dylan. Jay White needs 50 minutes to tell his
That was
stories.
crazy.
Jay White
That
needs to
was
be
crazy.
clever. Jay White
No,
needs 50 minutes to lay out the lore of his
that
matches.
was one of the worst Jay White matches. Like, I was like it was one of the first times in years that I've gone, damn, Okada's like really just dragging this motherfucker to like a match that's not the worst thing I've ever seen before.
Mm.
Like that is what happened. Like I was like that. I know this isn't a New Japan podcast, but I just need to mention that's like the entire match. I was like, oh, Okada like is doing wrestling moves again. He's not just sitting in the money clip no more. I mean, he did do that, but like for like a minute. But like I was like, he's actually like a competent wrestler and isn't just in the ring for 50 minutes for no reason. But Jay White just decided, no, I am going to be in the ring for 50 minutes for no reason. Fuck you, because can't have a good match to
Isn't
end the
that
show.
just Jay White's entire New Japan run? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I
Yeah,
never
he
liked
hasn't been
him. I've
he hasn't
never
been
liked
good
him.
in years.
He's, I,
I
I
liked him in
never saw it.
Chaos.
It was
I
always
liked him in
dull as
Chaos. I
dirt.
thought
Like, I don't know.
I thought there was a beauty to Jay White just being like trying to corrupt Roppongi 3K, and they're like, "Bro, we just want to wrestle." And he's like, "Nah, hit him with the chair. Hit him with the fucking chair." And they're like, "Stop. What's wrong with you?" And that was just the entire story. I love that. That was my favorite
Yeah.
Jay White bit.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I suppose the match aside, the thing everybody was here for, the debut of Mercedes Money, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Um,
Y-
she went all out for it. The like 5 colors in her hair, new gear, a new robe, new music, all of it. Her and Kyrie immediately set up a match, and
I
that's
do not
that's
like her music. Let me just say that. I was
yeah,
like,
it's kind of
damn.
weird. I don't know.
Money. That's it. It just says money occasionally. And I was like, that's a crazy theme song when your cousin is Snoop Dogg. Like that is absurd. Um, but yeah, the segment.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't perfect, but she's all like you're it's gonna take time for somebody like her to readjust and kind of get out of those WWE norms, like even during her promo she was like what was that, I'm gonna make you uh, bankless bitch or something, but because
Probably
that's how
something
they
of that
do it
sort.
in WWE, she put the emphasis on bitch because that's the big word, right? Like you call somebody a bitch and you get a pop, right?
Ooh,
Um, but obviously, like to everybody else, like that just doesn't work. And I'm sure she will adjust to that sort of stuff in time because, look, she knows what she's doing. Um, so I think there was probably a few adjustments for her. Like she could probably hear her own echo in the venue too when she was on the
oh, she
mic, and
did.
she's
She
definitely
said it
not
in
used to
the
that.
she said in the post match. She's like, I
Yeah,
like this microphone more than the one out there. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah. So I think it was just you know, it was one of those. Nothing went right for her, but like you don't care because the
Yeah.
moment itself is enough. Like it's Sasha Banks, probably the best American women's wrestler ever, is free. She's, you know, latches her off. She's in Japan. She's gonna wrestle KAIRI, and not Kairi Sane, but like Pirate KAIRI, gonna fuck people up KAIRI. Um, and she's already teasing a bunch of matches. You know, she mentioned Aja Kong, she mentioned Toyota, which isn't going to happen, obviously. Manama Toyota is never unretiring. Um, she mentioned Azumi and Miyu Yamashita. So she's here.
I think it was Kevin.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I think she's a big O2 line fan.
I mean,
Big O2 line fan, Sasha Banks or Mercedes
possibly.
Mone or
Possibly.
whatever her name. Also, Mercedes Mone, specifically Monet without a T. Fucking hate that name. I'm gonna be real. Like, just add the T if you're good. Like, I know I get what you were.
Is it meant to be
I
like
don't want to.
Mon E? Like
No, it's supposed to be Monet.
MON big E? Are you sure? It's
Yeah,
not meant to be like money?
it's MON E with an apostrophe with the fucking accent.
Right.
And I don't like that because then I have to. I'm not gonna write an accent in everything I write. I don't want to.
Hmm.
Like, just make it Monet like with a T. I know you're trying to be cute, and it is cute. Mercedes, I'm talking to you. This is cute. It's cool. I'm not mad, but like you have to add an accent. Nobody
I'm
likes an
not mad.
accent. Like
I'm not
it's
mad.
frustrating.
Just
Like no, it's
disappointed.
like yeah, I'm disappointed. Like I mean, like Titan, like
Okay.
Titan, that he's Mexican. Like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking lucha.
Okay,
But
Dylan,
sorry,
yeah, okay. So, where does it go for Mercedes from
I
here?
have no
Because
clue. Does it go to Azumi?
I mean, like, does she beat Kyrie? Because I feel like she doesn't beat Kyrie. Because I don't know, like, if you would belt up Kyrie and have her set up rematches with like three people, if you're just
You
gonna
know,
take it off her.
I also feel like New Japan have just dealt with this dude named Carl Anderson.
Oh yeah,
And I feel like maybe uh maybe belting up people who were just in WWE and are very likely to go back to WWE within the next 2 or 3 years. Maybe not a great idea. Just me. Um,
that's a good point actually. So that raises more questions because if she's not champion, I don't know how they keep working her in. Like, I don't know how many dates
oh
she's
no,
gonna
I
do with New
no.
Japan. I
They
don't.
could just do the Jericho where she just randomly appears and starts beating whoever she wants up, and then
Yeah, yeah, you could.
you know,
I mean,
like at every big show, and
yeah.
then
I mean,
she comes and wrestles at the next big show.
assuming there'll be a New Japan show at Mania Week that she'll do, and then obviously the Yokohama Arena show for Stardom. And I'm honestly, if you got that, you'd probably get enough. But with her saying like I want to wrestle Azumi, you're like maybe she'll be around a bit more. Like I don't really
That's
know.
what I was. That's the only thing that I was like, was that's like, there's no way they're about to like. I'm happy about it. Everybody knows I'm fucking happy about it. Azumi versus Mercedes sounds really dope, and I'm an Azumi guy, as everybody knows. So like, I'm rocking with it. But it's definitely a name that's like, where are you gonna put that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a
I mean,
like she's into this name because she's not
yeah,
name dropping Azumi unless she's interested in doing enough dates that that becomes feasible. So
yeah.
I don't really know with her, like, because obviously the price point is pretty big, but like I don't know, maybe she just loved it so much here that she was like, hell, why not? Um, but you know, that's something we'll have to wait and see because there's so many directions you can go with it, but the big one will be whether she beats Kyrie or not, and I don't really see her beating Kyrie. Because I just don't know if they take that belt off of her yet, and you can probably make use of Mercedes without that belt anyway. And
I
she,
could definitely see them belting her up, but I don't know if I would advise it.
yeah, unless they have an agreement, because I assume she's gonna end up in AEW. So unless they have an agreement that she loses it at Forbidden Door or something, like loses it back to somebody from Stardom at Forbidden Door, but
Who
that's
do you
very
think people are gonna be
complicated.
more mad at Mercedes for existing in AEW? or for bringing another belt to AEW.
Oh, the belt.
People love
People
getting
hate
mad about
belts.
that.
People
People get really mad about that for some
breaks their
reason.
minds. It's so funny. Like it's so good.
Why would you win a wrestling belt that's not for your company, bro? Why wouldn't you? Why would you do that? It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Unless it's FTR, of course. Unless it's FTR, then it's cool. Fucking hate wrestling fans, man. I'm
They're
sorry.
pretty stupid sometimes. Yes. Yeah, I think that's all on the Mercedes front. I don't think she really mentioned anything in her post-match promo. Her post-show promo was a lot of the same, although she did bring up Stardom. So,
Yes.
um, the Stardom is in her bio. So we are getting a
Yes.
Stardom date with
I you,
Mercedes. Like that's guaranteed at this stage.
I do really wish that like it felt like I don't know if it is clear and it just feels like like there's no way that they have her for a single show or two shows and one of them is going to be in the San Jose Civic Center. Like, you know what I mean, but I wish I could have like a clearer view of
Yeah.
what a Sasha or a Mercedes run will be. Um I'm not and I'm not as big of a Sasha fan as like many are. Uh but I'm extremely excited about it because I think that she has like more potential than pretty much any other Western woman I've almost ever seen.
Oh yeah.
To be like to thrive in Japan. But it is a question of like, if we see 3 matches from her, it's a bit,
Honestly, I think
like
anything is
I
enough. I mean,
yeah.
once upon a time, this was a fever dream, and now
I mean,
we're
she
living it.
just became real. She
Yeah,
just became real.
yeah. Like Mercedes Money was on Wrestle Kingdom. Like imagine telling yourself that just a
That
few
is
months ago.
crazy.
Like it is like it's incredible, and it's a huge like if she sticks with it, and she doesn't have to, because the WWE is obviously gonna offer her as much money as they can when they get that new TV deal. But if she sticks with it, you've got an all-time great as far as American wrestlers go on the scene, potentially to change the landscape of women's wrestling. Like it's incredible what could happen. But even if that doesn't, you're gonna get a match with KAIRI. Like, and Sasha versus KAIRI is a match a lot of people always wanted at a high level, and now they're both going to be operating at a high level. You might
Did
even
they
get
ever
her and
run that
Mayu.
singles?
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
I
they did.
imagine they did.
'Cause Asuka and
Episode
KAIRI
of Raw.
feuded with them for like months, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is just one of those where even if she only does 2 or 3 matches, if they're good enough, that's all we need really. I don't mind. Unless she like beats everybody and then just leaves. Does the Brock Lesnar? I would not like that as much, but I don't know.
Kairi Sane defeats Sasha Banks by disqualification in 10 minutes and 7 seconds
Dear
at the
God.
Performance Center in Orlando, Florida on an episode of Monday Night Raw in July of 2020.
That
Great.
was the era where those four carried Raw. Like they were
Yeah.
carrying that company
Yeah,
for
that was the era where Kairi Sane was like, "Please let me fucking leave. I am begging you. I want to be with my husband. Let
yeah.
me leave. Let me leave." And then she eventually left. And that was that era.
And she became real.
Yeah, she became real after that.
Yeah.
Um I'm gonna be real. Haha. I'm gonna be real. I had intel that Sasha was going to be real like a week or ago. Um and by intel, I mean I read a report that I trusted because I don't trust every report. Um
Okay.
so I like had to like pretend like the real thing. Like I had to keep
Well,
it going because I knew it was a good bit.
here's the thing. Everybody knew this was happening because
Yeah.
the New Japan guy himself was it
No, I know.
Obari?
That's what. No, yeah,
Was
he was like,
yeah.
it's a possibility. I'm just like, there's no way you just said that,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Like
there's no way that you just
like yeah.
acknowledged it.
He was like Sasha Banks might be on Wrestle Kingdom, she might not, who knows? And at that point it's like okay, yeah,
I will
she's
say
finished on the show.
that Kevin Kelly does not do a lot of good bits, but them going like I don't know, it was like maybe like a minute into the women's match, him being like, we must address the speculation online. Uh, there is a big appearance here. And it's Gino Gambino. And I was like, "What the fuck was that? Like, why? Why did you I was like, oh, why is he saying this? Stop saying whatever you're about to say." And then he's like, "Yeah, Gino's here." I was like, "He's been here this entire fucking show, dude. That's a terrible bit." But I found it funny. So shout out
Okay.
Kevin Kelly.
happy for you. I'm glad. All right. I think that's all on Mercedes Money for now, and Wrestle Kingdom. Overall, the match was good. I am disappointed by them geeking Tam a little bit, but I'm sure I'll get over it. And
Oh, Mercedes also hit a thing that didn't hit.
yeah, that was maybe don't wear massive heels if you're gonna do like a
I
gory
know.
bomb.
I was like, just fucking forearmor, dude. Like, like grow up. Like, no offense, but like, it's so simple. And no, you had to get her in the fucking Chavo gimmick, and then oh man, oh man, it's a good move. I've seen her
Mm.
hit it clean in like training, but that's just funny.
Yeah, there's like 100 videos of her doing it properly, and then this is the one time. But that's it. Like she was probably so nervous because like with how much she's been tweeting, this means so much to her. Like this is her doing what she's always wanted. She always said Japan was like number one goal. It's just that WWE was like, hey, do you want to join us first?
Oh yeah,
But,
I
she
saw a
gets.
clip. Steve Austin.
Yeah, so I mean, this was obviously like a big dream for her. So yeah, she was probably nervous in to some level, which is understandable. Um, and look, if the KAIRI match delivers, then nobody will remember this. Aside
Oh
from
no, no,
obviously
no.
remembering that she showed up on the show. Um,
I
that
love that
is,
everybody was just like, "It's good for the pictures." And I was like, "That's a crazy way to see it." Like that's a wild way to see pro wrestling, and I wish I was like that. I mean, I am sometimes, but I was just like, "That's beautiful." Like
very much
everything
so.
could go wrong, but if you get a good picture, it's like that year on Climax thing I was telling you about. It's like year on Climax looks so dope when you look at it through the Etsu Ohara Getty images. Like it looks like such a dope show. It was fucking bad. Like, but like he's made it look so dope. So I guess that's one way to look at wrestling, and
Yeah,
I'm happy for people who can look at it that way because this was a great segment in that case.
definitely. Um, all right, I think that is all on that, though. We do have to move on. Stardom had a
Yes.
show yesterday. They got the year underway. Um, Dylan, would you believe me if I told you that Stardom's website is not translating for me right now?
Ha!
This is
Sucks to
not good.
suck. It will
Like
translate for me because I am on a different computer than usual, so I have
that's
the
great.
translation.
That's great for you. Honestly, I have two web pages of Stardom's website open. One of them will translate and one of them will not. Why is this
What do you need to
website like
translate right
this?
now?
It's okay. I
Okay,
opened it
cool.
in incognito. Um, so the first show and the only show to review, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
was on January 3rd. This was the Triangle Derby opening round, New Year's Stars 2023. This is in the Yokohama Budokan, and they got what they're labeling as sellout at 1,605 fans. So that's a really good number. I don't even know. There's no other way to
Wait,
slice it.
what was the number?
1,605.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
For a fucking triangle league?
yeah. Like
That's crazy.
first show of the year, no build up, just trios matches, 1,600. But they did, and this isn't a shot at Ice Ribbon, I promise. Ice Ribbon did a really cool number at Corkin for Ribbon Mania, but they doubled Ribbon Mania for a trios tournament. Like that's just wild, honestly. Like that's crazy. Um,
It was actually everybody that went to Ice Ribbon were like, "Oh, where's Rebel Enemy?" And so they went to the Storm show. That's what happened.
Rebel Enemy was on Ribbon Mania. They opened the show.
Oh, then they just then sorry, I don't pay that much attention.
They
Then
wanted more.
they
They
went,
wanted they
"Hey,
wanted
hey, I
more.
like them. I want more of
Yeah,
them." And then
yeah.
they went to and they're like, "Hey, I remember Suzu, Shirin Shirin." You know, like that's exactly what
Suzu
happened.
was also on Ribbon Mania.
Yeah. Okay. I knew that. I knew that. That's I
Um,
knew that. That's the crazy thing is I knew she was on Urban Media.
oh my god. Dylan. How did you pull the two names that were on the fucking show? Oh my
Who else was
god.
fighting fucking Ice Ribbon? Uh, fucking Sak. She was. I mean, she's like around. Did she? Yeah, Saki. Yeah, she
Tekla.
wrestled
They,
at
they all
Strowman
said we missed
last year.
Tekla. Let's go to Triangle
Yeah,
Derby. All right.
everybody missed Tekla,
All right.
including I love Tekla.
Tekla's
Tekla's my
great.
girl.
All right. So yeah, 1605. No other way to slice it. That's a strong number. That's 3 shows in a row where Stardom have had over 1,000 people in attendance, which is incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
these holiday shows are great for them. I mean, they always have been, but like they're great for them now when they're doing great otherwise. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like their whole tide has risen, so these shows are kind of insane. Yeah, it's
definitely.
they got 1,600. That is actually
Yeah.
a crazy number.
And they have a Corkin on Friday, so that might go to 4. Like just
Yeah,
following it.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they got like
Especially because
right
they're
around
hyping up
1,000.
Hashimoto for that one. So
Yeah, and the card isn't that bad. I mean, it's a tournament card, but it looks pretty decent.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, we'll have to see there. But anyway, the opening match of the show was a Triangle Derby match. They're all Triangle Derby matches. I am sure you're all aware of this. Mariah May, Zaya Brookside, and Mina Shirakawa of Club Venus beat Yuko Sakurai, Rina Amakura, and Waka Tsukiyama, also known as Lollipop. Zaya Brookside pinned Waka Tsukiyama with I don't even know what it was. She like flipped her off the top rope and then got her into like a 5-star clutch type pin.
It's was it? It's not the iconoclasm. It's like close to the iconoclasm
Right. I think she has a
or
name for it.
iconoclasm.
I think it's a Brookside bomb maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. Um, I thought Club Venus looked pretty good as like a group, like aesthetically during their entrance and stuff.
I thought the dance was mid, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. But
I think
Mina as the centerpiece works a lot better than I thought. Like she definitely works a lot better being the central focus rather than being off to the side in Cosmic Angels. Like I do like that. And I think
I don't think I do.
of course not. I think Brookside and May are like charismatic enough to where they stand out, but they also don't outshine Mina Shirakawa. Although Mariah
Yeah,
Carey, you could just tell right away. You're like, oh, she's got it. Like she's got something. Um.
Zaya Brookside still does that little shimmy that she always used to do, the little, with the shoulders,
Oh yes, yes.
Uh,
Um.
I guess. But yeah, I thought that like this was fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I enjoyed it.
I thought the entire thing was pretty fine. Like I had no complaints. I
Hmm,
think Mariah May definitely has it. I get what people were saying. Um,
I was right.
like just
What
the
can
way
I say?
just the way she kind of like flows
Hmm.
through the match. It like she like definitely obviously she could use like a lot of reps, but she definitely just has that flow that is always the hardest thing from what I can tell, is always the hardest thing for women's wrestlers to kind of pick up. Like that's what separates like a women's wrestler that has insane potential and a women's wrestler that like doesn't, is just how they can successfully flow through a match in relation to their opponent.
Yeah.
And she has that. Like she gets it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Like with May, she had a few like brief. I think somebody else pointed this out. They were like her footwork was a bit off at points, but that'll get there easily. And like
Yeah, I barely even noticed it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
like
Yeah.
I didn't really notice that, but somebody pointed it out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, probably. And I thought Zaya was a lot better than last time people in Stardom would have seen her. Which I kind of expected because as I was saying last week, like the style the house style of kind of the UK indies for women has evolved and she's moved with it. And I thought she was a lot more enjoyable here than she was last time. But she also is somebody who definitely like with reps in Stardom will improve a lot. Um, and I liked what Mina did. She's definitely still taking it easy, coming back from the facial injuries that she suffered.
Yeah.
But like she was kicking the shit out of Waka, and I thought they had a really cool exchange that like picked up one of the main threads with Waka trying to get her win. And then yeah, everybody else was pretty good. I thought Waka was the nice kind of glue for the match. She kind of spent a lot. I feel like that was a trend of these matches where the losing person would like spend a lot of time in the ring.
Oh yeah.
And Waka was that here, and she worked well with pretty much everybody they paired her off with. And
I feel
yeah,
like each person who took the L, I have in my notes, they put in some good work. Like,
Yeah.
you have Ruaka put in some good work, Natsupoi put in some
Hmm.
good work. I was like, Saya put in some good work. Ida, and I'm realizing that's like, yeah, they just kind of left him out to dry, but it didn't really affect it too poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was like fine. I wasn't like crazy about it, but I mean, it's fucking Waka and Colors versus Club Venus, so I'm not looking for this blow away psycho crazy good match.
Of course.
But I thought it was like it being fine is a very high praise for me, considering that four of these people do not wrestle in Stardom, and one of them is Waka, and one of them just came back from a severe injury. Like,
Yeah.
like when you put that all together, this was like a very fine, good match that like has and really nothing particularly wrong with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
It deserves
which is great.
praise. And
Yes, for sure.
we won't break down every match in this detail, but obviously, like, this is the first Club Venus match. It's pretty important to kind of
I will also
look at
say
that group.
Rina Amakura is so fucking funny. Like Rina
Yeah.
Amakura, just her entire existence. Like, did you see the Rossi tweet? I'm sure widescreen sent it to you, but
Yes.
somebody sent it to you.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's like it's like Rossi's like, "Oh, you're pretty cool. Who the fuck are you? I don't know you." And like I find that really funny. And then she also did the Itsuki Aoki Yoshiko Onegaishimasu gimmick where she just yells it, and Zybrooks like it's like, "Oh, okay, we here. Cool." And Mina like got scared, and Zai had to be like, "Calm down." She just yelled. It
I love
happens.
it. It's great.
But yeah,
Amakura is great.
Hamakura is so good. Like she is a fucking like ball of charisma, and I know that sounds really funny, but she just is. Like she just gets it. She took the Yuki Miyazaki legend lessons to heart.
Yeah,
She's
that's
you got to keep them separated. She gets that now.
of course. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, the next match on the show then was Kurumi Hiragi, Suzuki, and Risa Sera of Prominence beating
We didn't do news.
what?
We didn't do news
What
to
news
start
is
the
there?
show. Cinderella Tournament.
Well, I was gonna get to it after the match. It was
It was
announced after
announced before the
was
match.
it?
It was before
I
the
always think
match.
they announced after the second match. I don't know why I have that
No,
in
they
my head.
always announce it after the first.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
okay.
I just have it in my notes, and that's why I was like,
All
oh wait,
right.
we forgot to talk
No,
about this, and
that's
that's
yeah.
why. Yeah.
I was off because I was gonna like do it after that match because I thought it was that one. But we will rewind. We'll rewind. It's okay. It's okay. So after the opening match, it was announced that the Cinderella tournament will take place before the Yokohama Arena show, which kind of throws a
I was
few
right.
spanners into the works. You were indeed. So the specific dates are it's split up across I think 4 shows this year.
Yep.
I will get the dates eventually.
I have it.
Okay.
It's March 26th is opening day. April 1st and April 2nd are the two like middle rounds.
Yeah.
Then April 15th is the final.
Okay.
I don't have the arenas though. I know one of them is a Korakuen, I think.
April 15th, I think, is at that Yoyogi venue.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
The Yoyogi Stadium. But yeah, so that's before Yokohama Arena, which lends to the belief that the winner of Cinderella will face presumably Saya at Yokohama Arena and probably
See,
beat her.
I would have personally, and this got all messed up by the end of this show that we'll talk about a little bit later. I would have had Suzu win this and challenge Julia personally. That's what I was thinking because I think it would be cool to switch it up a little bit and have the Cinderella tournament winner challenge the red belt champ. Uh, but now I fear it might be Mina.
It's either Mina or Kid. At this stage, those are the two that have been.
I was also thinking Poi, but she got her ass beat on this show, so I think she might be getting cooled off.
I think Natsupoi is probably back in the tag belt scene for that. I imagine that'll be where she is.
Yeah, I could see it.
Oh yeah, so the final of that is in the Yoyogi. The first round is actually the Yokohama Budokan, so they're getting their use out of the Yokohama Budokan because they ran
I
that a
mean,
lot
they've always,
and then
yeah,
they stopped for like almost all of last year outside of the GP, and now they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back there again. So
yeah. They liked it. Like that was like their big venue.
mm.
Like that was their, you know.
But when it
I don't know
first
why they don't
opened,
use Oda Ward more.
they were there a lot.
Yeah,
Well, Oda Ward, they have the Bell Sal and stuff, don't they? They kind of
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Oda Ward is just like such a great venue,
it
just
is. It
acoustically.
is. Apparently,
It
Yokohama
like makes
Budokan's very good
everything
though
much
too.
better.
I think Velke mentioned something about it. He was like, it's a really cool venue for wrestling, but
Oh yeah, I texted. Sorry, this is going back. I texted Velke about the Wrestle Kingdom stuff last night, and he said, da da da. They knew who Mercedes was for the most part, so that's cool. Outside of okay, I can't say it. He'll get in heat. Um, uh, audience bought into Tam and Kyrie big time. Match was pretty good. Those were Velke's notes live on the ground.
all right.
Um, which you probably could have gotten because
I
there
think he
was a
did. I think he
huge
did. He
scream.
did tell me about the Mercedes, but yeah, Mercedes got an audible pop. Like cheering was
Oh yeah,
allowed for Wrestle Kingdom, so it's not like people were breaking the rules or anything. Um, yeah. So the Cinderella being 4 days now, it was 3 last year, wasn't it? So they're really
perhaps.
they're really chancing it with stretching the Cinderella out.
I don't hate it being 4 days. I hate that it goes through like an entire month. You know what I mean? I don't mind this that it's like 3 weeks pretty much.
Yeah.
Uh, but like I hated how they did it like last year, where it was just like, yeah, just this entire month doesn't matter because we're just waiting for the Cinderella to finish.
Hmm.
Like that's it. And they did that the year before that too. But Cinderella show is always one of the better shows of the year. The final is because
Yeah,
they
they loaded
randomly
up.
put
Yeah.
big matches onto it, and it's always pretty fun to watch.
Mm.
Uh, so I'm excited, But yeah, I would have had Suzu win it, but it's looking like one of my ops, so to speak, will be winning it instead.
Yeah, probably. I suspect with 4 nights as well, you'll have like the biggest field they've ever done. They'll probably have lots of people in because
Yeah.
that way you can stretch it even more, and you can have like I don't know. Well, there's
Oh,
only
I
one
mean,
show for the
I don't
first
know if they
round,
could.
so I don't know.
I don't know if they could beat the first or last year's show because I remember them getting literally every single child on that card, and it was
Now they have
quite bad
outsiders.
actually.
Now they've got
Yeah.
all these
Oh boy.
Tomoka
Oh
Idaba
boy. Oh
floating
boy.
around. Um,
Love it here.
yeah, we'll have to see.
Inaba should win it. That's the actual truth. Inaba should win it.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice though. That the Cinderella winner just like wins the belt instead of the delay they had last with Saya and Tam.
Right.
Did Tam have a big delay as well?
Tam never won
Did
the
she not? Who
Cinderella.
won it that year?
No.
Because it was
Julia.
Julia, then was it Julia then Saya?
Julia, Saya, then
All
Mariah.
right, okay. All right, yeah, fair. Because yeah, Julia was the last one to like win the tournament and win the belt, but even then she had a bit of a she had a different path to
It's
get
not.
there.
I know this is off topic. I know we, are have been talking about Ram shit, but it's wild to think back to how just dominant Arisa was leading into her Cinderella and then after the Cinderella. I know it's sad to bring up Arisa. I know I just broke your heart a little bit, but um it's wild to think that it's like she just didn't lose and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna enter the Cinderella tournament," and then she wins the Cinderella tournament. She's like, "I'm gonna win the belt. Momo's kicks are fake," and she proved that Momo's kicks were fake and kicked her fucking head off, and then won the belt and held it forever
Hmm.
until she retired with it. Like that is a crazy run. Like that is absurd. Um, but yeah, they don't make him like Arisa no more,
Oh God, no.
unfortunately.
Yeah, she was a product of an era of Joshi that is so long gone. Like they just do not fuck each other up like that anymore.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, the that's a Cinderella tournament. Probably Saya or Star or not Saya. Probably Starlight Kate or Mina winning and beating Saya. I would probably lean towards Mina because I really do believe that you wait on Kid. You can wait on Kid to win her first belt. Um, but yeah, I would say it's Mina at this point, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
Maybe
Um,
Sasha wins it.
yeah, maybe so white belt champion Sasha. That would be something. But the next match on this show was Kurumi Hiragi, Suzu Suzuki, and Risa Sera of Prominence beating the Unique Glare team of Haruka Umasaki, Starlight Kid, and Rocca. Suzu got a pretty flash win over Rocca in 6 minutes. Like it just kind of ended.
She-
Like the match just
Yeah,
happened.
she got that tequila roll.
Yeah, the Grand Maestro of tequila, and that was it. Like they just went in, did their bits, and then the match ended. It wasn't like it was
I
fun,
am
but there was nothing to
I am
grasp.
noticing. oh yeah, this was a nothing match, but I am noticing that every time she is in Stardom, Suzu just like stands out as the star far and away every single time. Uh, like it just like is like the most clear thing of all time. She's a fucking superstar. So yeah, Ruaka put in some good work here though. That's my one. That's my one note is that Ruaka did her best, and that's good to see.
Fair, fair. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that Suzu and Kid exchange here. I think they're just going to be
Mhm.
like generational rivals, honestly, at this stage, because they work so well together. Um, and yeah, it was a nice win for the Prominence team, but there wasn't really much happening in this one because, as I said, it just kind of ended out of
Yeah.
nowhere. The match after that then was the team of Momo Watanabe, Saki Kashima, and Natsuko Tora. I believe they're called like White Blob or something.
It says they're called Gold Ship.
Oh, Gold Ship.
Big big Brian Alvarez fans because they also name themselves after the Golden Boat theory. That's
Of course,
crazy.
of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they also they come out in all white. They have synchronized white gear.
They looked up.
They do,
They looked up.
and
Natsuko fucking bleached her hair again.
she did. She looked great. And
Yep.
they beat the team of the H&M team of Momokogo, Hanan, and Mayu Iwatani. Saki Kashima pinned Momokogo to get the win in 9.5 minutes. This was a lot of
One thing.
Momokogo.
I would say that the Mayu stuff with Momo Natsuko kind of saved it from me
Mm,
putting it in that realm. But yeah, it was a lot of Momokogo. And I think Momokogo's cool. I don't think her and Saki are cool, but I think I think Momokogo's cool. Um, yeah, I thought it was like good. You know what I mean? I think
yeah.
this is probably up to this point. This is probably the best match overall. I thought Mayu like definitely carried it. Uh, her stuff with Momo was especially good on this show. Natsuko and her did some cool stuff as well. Also, I've noticed that Hanan is going to get a better chance to like deliver offense and not just get beat up because Momokogo's here. So that's cool. Because if like Hanan got the hot tag, and I was like, damn, she never gets the hot tag. She's always the one that's getting beat up. Uh, so it was kind of cool to see Hanan get a different role in this, and she'll probably have that going forward.
Yeah.
Since Momokogo can kind of be the anchor and just get the beats breaking off of her.
Beats breaking
I
off
know
her.
I said that wrong. That's just me fun. That's just me fun. Um,
um,
but yeah, I mean, it was. I thought it was a fun match. I do. I was surprised by it being just like overall a very well structured match, even though Momokogo did get hung out to dry a bit.
it was kind of weird though, because they brought back up the Momokogo Saki Kashima thing, and I really don't fully understand it because like Momokogo is like I guess infatuated with Saki. She like really she's a big
Momokogo
fan.
is
Thinks she's cool.
Momokogo is a 2019 Stardom head. Like that's her entire gimmick.
Okay,
Is like
all right.
she loves Tam, but she hates Cosmic
Okay,
Angels because Cosmic Angels fucking fucked up stars.
yes, yes,
She's specifically a Stars fan.
right.
So
So
like
that's why.
if Arisa came back, she would literally like kiss the
Well, so
ground
would
that she
most of
walked
us.
on.
So would literally
Yeah,
the
this is
entire
true. No,
the
you're right.
entire audience.
I would be right there with her.
I would be
I would be right there
I
with her.
would
But
pray. I would go to every church in this country and pray. I don't care what uh religion they
a lot of
represent. I
Arisa
would go.
mentions on this one. A lot of Arisa mentions. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I miss Arisa today. Uh, But yeah, I mean, it's just that she loves like that era of
Okay.
stars, and like that's like her like dream era. So it used to be that it's like Saki, stop being a bitch and come back to stars. Um, but now it's just kind of gotten to like her being like in love with her. I guess I don't know. As most things in Stardom, it just kind of like got flanderized in a weird way
Well,
without
no,
anybody
because
noticing, and it
it's
just
it's an
kind of became
important part of why Mayu doesn't like Momokogo now, but it really hasn't been expanded upon that much because she
oh no,
was
not
she
at all.
was a fan. They lost that tag match to Saki and somebody else, and then
Death.
and now here Momo gets paired off with Saki and doesn't seem to be as big of a fan, but still was clearly a fan, and then got pinned, and Mayu still thinks she's shit, and it's like, all right, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird plot point, but I don't know. I guess
Part of
it's
me,
there at least.
part of me feels like they might trade Waka and Momo faction wise.
No, but I
Uh,
hope Waka is not. if Waka leaves, it's to join whatever Nanai is brewing.
That should be it. That should be it. I think Waka and Momo Watanabe, just off topic, I think they should both join the nine. I
No.
think that'd be
Why
really
do you
fun.
keep wanting
Um,
to get Momo away from the best work of her career? I don't understand it. Like she's doing.
you keep saying it's the best work of her career when
Most people do.
it's just like I don't get it.
Like
I don't.
what was better? White belt era Momo had to deal with like really bad challengers.
No, it was definitely not white belt. No, the best era was it was actually the Nanai, like the around the point that she got beat by Nanai because she was putting in the best work of her career, but she just was like not getting compensated for it. like she was just like it was like, you know what, we're cooling you off, and she's like, okay, I will prove that I am the best wrestler in this company so that you won't cool me off. And then she proved that she was the best wrestler in the company. They're like, we're still cooling you off. That it don't matter. Like that's what happened. Um, that's how I see it, at least.
Okay.
That was the best. Like 2021 was probably the best in ring year of her career.
2020. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no.
I mean,
You're
she had the
wrong.
tag league. She had
It
the
was last
fucking
year.
match with
It
Shuri.
was
That's just wrong.
well, okay, maybe
Um,
the Shuri match. But okay,
she had the match with
the
Shuri.
12
She had the match
months,
with
the
Nanai, which was
12
good, but it was
months from the
the
Shuri
Nanai match.
match to whatever that part that was last year.
Dude, half of that was like god awful. What are you
No,
talking
it
about?
wasn't. I swear to God. That Black Desire tag run was really cool, and then they did the artist run, and that was also cool. I don't know I don't know, and it was great. Anyway, enough about Momo. The next match on the show was Mahime with C, the team of Maika, Himeka, and Lady C, beating the Cosmic Angels team of Saki, Natsupoi, and Tam. Maika won by pinning Natsupoi after reversing the Fairy Blink. Um, this continued the trend.
That's putting the mud.
This continued the trend of Natsupoi facing all DDM members and them coming to stomp her out. Like Himeka and Maika
Dude,
beat the brakes off this woman. The
dude, straight up.
forearms. Did you see one of them where Himeka like paused?
I thought she concussed
Yeah,
her. I thought she
she
concussed her.
straight up paused, turned Natsupoi's head, and just clocked her in the face with the forearm. I was
Dude,
like, holy
no.
shit.
My favorite part of this was like Himeka just demolished her, right?
Hmm.
Himeka and Natsupoi probably the best segment of the match. Like
Oh
Micah
yeah.
and Natsupoi did good stuff, but Himeka and Natsupoi just absolutely carried. Saki and Tam, non-issues, non-factors. Bam, non-factor. Like that, like straight up. You could have told me this was a 3-on-1 handicap. I would have believed you because they just didn't fucking exist in this match. Um, but no, so Himeka just fucking demolished Natsupoi. She tags out to Micah, and Natsupoi's like getting up to like go make a tag. And Micah's like, nah, I'm getting mine too. She just drags her back, and Natsupoi does not tag out the rest of the fucking match. She just gets fucking killed. It's great. It was so fun. Like like you said, it's like the DDM just beating the fuck out of Natsupoi stuff is like the probably the best thing to come out of the Natsupoi turn.
Yes.
And I like Meltier. I think they are a good tag team, but they have nothing on on Jamaica just trying to hurt us, like somebody who looks so small in comparison to Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like it's just so good. They did the powerbomb superplex thing on Natsupoi, and then Lady C just dragged her up and fucking choke slammed her to fucking hell. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like it felt like that meme where it's like, have you ever seen the meme where it's like, damn, why Rey Mysterio in this match? And it was like, it's like the Great Khali, Big Show, and
Yeah.
Mark Henry just surrounding Rey Mysterio. That never actually happened, but like it was like it's like a edited, like it was like that where Naspo was just getting fucking rolled, and I was like, this is absurd. And then she fought, like you would think, oh, Natsuko is gonna get some hope. She got the only sense of hope was that roll up that Micah beat her with. Like that is beautiful. That's great. I love that. Natsuko deserved it. She
She
deserved it.
does. I mean, listen, it's hard not to agree. She made this bed and she has to lie in it, and it's very entertaining
Mhm.
watching her get beat up by DDM because they are out for blood. So it's pretty great.
In
Um,
in the words of Mick Foley, she made her bed and now it's time to get fucking power bomb through it.
yes. Although I don't think Kameka did the
Shouts out
power
Mick
bomb,
Foley.
which is a disappointment. But you know what? It's fine. Um,
One day she'll concuss.
maybe.
Shukaku's not the boy.
The next match on the show was the team of Yuna Mizumori, Yu, and Nanai Takahashi, which I'm told is called 7 Up with 3 Ps and not 2. Uh, and yeah, yeah.
I love that.
And they beat Hazuki, Koguma, and Saida, also known as
I also
classmates.
love this match.
I didn't I didn't I didn't think it was that great.
That's wild.
Because the thing they did that part in the middle with Ida and Mizumori that just didn't
Yes.
come off all that well. When those two
Okay.
are like, I would have thought they would be great together, but they weren't. It just didn't come off all that well. And then when Nanai got in and was slapping the shit out of Ida, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is cool. But then she just like won. She just beat
She just
Ida.
won, yeah.
But they also wanted
No, that's
this to
fair.
be two things. They wanted this to be like a big tease for like 7 Up versus FWC, but then FWC were barely in the match as well. So it didn't really know what it wanted to be. And then
I thought what it was like it was very lucha. And I know that sounds very like hipster of me to say, but no, it felt very like just fluid, where it's like they just kept like it. They didn't really they forgot that tag rules existed, right? And I really liked that. I thought that they just kind of like were all. I loved the constant team moves. It was fast paced. They never really let up. If you didn't like the Ida Yuna stuff, I definitely get why you didn't like the match, because I thought it was good. I thought I thought they did fine, but if you didn't like that part, it would definitely drag it down.
mm,
Um, and Ida definitely did put in her shift a lot more compared to FWC. They kind of were just like contributors more so than active members of the match. So I get that, but I thought overall it was paced really, really well in that it was super fun to watch. And this is kind of what I want to see from this tournament is like just the more like rapid fire going at it, and then the match ends, with a very big exclamation point, which it did, because NSA, or 7 Up with 3 Ps, hit what I will call a tropical tea gimmick, or a tropical gimmick. Ooh, tropical gimmick. I'm gonna call it the tropical gimmick. Get it?
yes,
Do you get it?
yeah.
They hit the tropical gimmick, which looked dope, and then Nanai hit a modified Emerald Fusion. Does she have a name for that? I feel like I'm an
One
idiot.
second X.
What?
1 second X.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what people used to say to me on PS4, because my nickname was X, and they would say 1 second X. That's true. Um, ask Chris. Ask Chris. He be replying. He used to say that all the time. No. Yeah. So she hit that to beat Ida, and I thought it was fun. I get where you might not find it fun, but I found it fun.
That's good. I'm glad. um,
I would have swapped out you for Yuna in the Ida stuff personally.
oh yeah, yeah.
I
Listen,
like that's definitely what I would have gone for.
get
But
as much of you as we can. Like she's kicking
yeah,
ass.
exactly.
There was a brief moment when this match ended that nobody seems to have paid attention to, and I don't know if I'm reading it too much into it. But when Nanai was like celebrating her win over Ida, Hazuki was like staring at her with almost this admiration of like, oh, she won. Okay, I kind of like that. And I was like, are they gonna like have Hazuki turn?
Please stop.
Because it felt
Please stop.
like she was staring at Nanai in a, okay, that was cool kind of way. But then they went
I'm
into the whole,
I'm going back.
the two of them having the belt thing, and FTBC and 7 Up being like, oh, we want to have a tag title match. But before that, I feel like there was a brief bit where it looked like Hazuki was like very friendly towards Nanai. That I was like, if they turn Hazuki, I don't know, man. I will not survive. So,
Oh, I see this. I
yeah.
see what you're talking about. Don't like that.
It looks very like suspicious, very read intuable. Like I don't know. Just stood out to me. That's for sure.
The issue is that you can't really see her face fully.
That's true.
Hazuki's
That's true.
like
I don't know. It just looked a bit
suspicious.
suspicious. That's
I could see it.
yeah.
I love how you is just like, yeah, I'm strong, motherfucker. Like just randomly, she just flexes. That's so
Love
dope.
her.
I
She's
love
great.
you. Also Hazuki's new gear, clean.
Mm.
I like it.
The funny thing is though, like the two stars teams just don't match at all with the gear. Because this one it was
Oh no.
Koguma in orange, Ida in her usual green, and Hazuki in red. It's like, could you guys not have like color coordinated or something? You know, classmates. You're meant to be classmates. No, but
Well,
it's fine.
yeah, yeah.
You didn't watch this next match, right?
I couldn't watch the
All right.
last two
Oh,
matches
you
of
missed the
I'm sorry.
main. Okay, wow. All right. Well, the next match was a 15-minute time limit draw. The team of Sai Kamatani, Azumi, and Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest wrestled to a draw with Amisore, Mirai, and Suri, also known as Aberembo GE, I think, for this tournament. Um, this was very heavy on Amisore.
Oh fuck.
The purpose of this match was to build to Ami versus Saya. There was a lot of Ami versus
Yeah.
Saya. And it was a lot better
It's
than
just like
their
next week.
yeah, it was a lot better than their GP match. I will say that. There was some brief Suri Azumi, some very brief Utami and Mirai. I think they were in there for like one spot with each other. But it was largely Ami Sore kind of fending off Queen's Quest in order to build her up ahead of the Kamatani match. So they did sacrifice in ring quality just a little bit to put the onus on Ami Sore instead. Um, I suppose what's the point of doing a tournament if you're not going to do something like that? So I respect it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, good for them. I mean, if the match wasn't terrible, then there's nothing to get upset about.
Yeah.
Uh, Happy to hear that Azumi and Shuri still, you know, be fighting. This is the first match that Shuri has come out without a belt, I think, ever. Like not literally, but like
Yeah, it's pretty
if you think
close.
about it, she had the artist belts until she had the SWA belt, until she had the red belt,
Mm.
and now we're here.
And
And
she was
that
tag
she got
champ.
the she got the and the tag belts, but she was SWA belt champ during that
Yeah.
time. But yeah, and the tag belts. But like she won the RS belts like what on her first night. I don't remember. Like I
It
don't think
was
that's actually
very
true. But like
close
a
to
week
it.
later,
Yeah, very close to it. Because I think they debuted the group in January and they won them in February.
yeah. So I mean, I could just this is a very easy
It
check.
is. It
Um.
is. Um,
So yeah, she lost the artist belts. On a oh my god, that's crazy.
but
She has gone a single day since fucking February of 2022 without a championship until now.
wow.
She lost the artist belts on the 14th of November 2022 or 2020, and she won the SWA belt on November 15th of
Oh my
2020.
god.
Literally there is there's a single entrance since like her first match in the company. There's a single entrance of her without a belt until today.
That is wild, honestly.
That's absurd.
And there's people who were like, yeah, no, they didn't mean to push Fury. um, there.
There
Okay, hold on,
this
hold
is
on,
the
hold on. I
third
need, I
match
need to, I
ever.
need
This
to,
is the third match ever.
I need to.
Holy
Dylan,
shit.
Dylan, shut up. um, there was a spot in this match that I think you'll love. Okay, and because it
Mhm.
involves Azumi. So Suri kicked the shit out of Azumi, right? And then
Yeah, she does.
Suri sat down in the okay, Azumi, you kick me now, right? And
Mhm.
instead, Azumi like got down behind her and tried to get her into a crucifix roll up. It was
Yeah,
very smart. I was like, Dylan will,
that's a very you fell for it, pussy fart
yeah,
type of
yeah,
moment. You know what I mean?
definitely. But yeah, that was that match. And then the main event was the Rebel X Enemy team of Maika Ozaki, Maya Yukihi, and Chairman Ram beating Mai Sakurai, Tekla, and Julia, who are also known as the Bari Bari Bombers. Maya Yukihi pinned Mai Sakurai with the whiteout in 14 and a half minutes. Um,
What is the whiteout? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I don't remember the finish because I was so blown away by her kneeing the face off my Sakurai like a moment before it.
Well, that's
So I
wonderful.
just didn't take the finish in. I was like, oh my god, my Sakurai is dead. um, but they did an amazing job here of building up Mayuki. Um, you don't have to do that, right? Like, there's enough people who know Maya and her obviously her status is like one of the you know most pushed wrestlers of Ice Ribbon of the past few years. She is a two-time IceX Infinity champion. She basically held that belt for like 2 years before dropping it. Um, Like she's a big deal, right? And she's a really great wrestler as well. So Stardom would have been forgiven for just going, all right, here's Maya versus Julia, right? Like you could have just done it the way AEW does it, right? They'll put up a graphic and everybody go, oh, holy shit, right? You could have got away with that because everybody knows Maya. Everybody knows her past with Julia. But one of the cool things with Rossi is that he'll always go and do a little bit more, like with this
Yeah.
match and this tournament, because this match was built around Maya and Julia eventually going at it. And that was fantastic. But even after that, Maya battered my Sakurai, right? Like just completely battered my Sakurai. So you come away from this match going, Maya Yukihi is not only ready to stand up and fight Julia, the red belt champion, but she just obliterated Mai. Like they did such a good job in this match of presenting Maya Yukihi as a big deal when they didn't really have to. But now, when they eventually do Maya versus Julia, it's going to be that much better because they put effort into actually presenting Yukihi as a big deal instead of just going, "Oh yeah, well you know she's a big deal, right?" Because so many companies don't do that. They don't do that extra bit, and they don't really have to. But when you do, things are even better. And this Maya versus Julia match will be even better because they're going to put a lot of emphasis on Maya throughout this tournament.
When do you think they run that?
You know, it would be very fitting to do it at Yokohama Arena based on the Dream Slam kind of similarities, right? Like two
Hmm.
former Ice Ribbon wrestlers going at it. Or I could see them doing it on the final night of this tournament, because that's at Yoyogi. So that's a fairly big stadium. So they might do it
I
there.
can see it. One thing that I do want to mention is that I think is really dope in Stardom is that they've made these factions feel so personal in that when somebody beats like you just said, Julia and Maya went at it, and then my Sakurai came in and took the fall. It feels like one of Julia's limbs lost
Mm.
when my Sakurai lost. You know what I mean? Like it feels like another like an extension of Julia. And not reducing my as much as it's like making the group feels so lively, right? It feels so like united. So like when somebody beats Amisore, it feels like they're beating a god's eye. You know, beating someone in God's eye, and that's something that has always kind of been like uh an issue in wrestling. I think is that it's like uh factions are either like way too like joint at the hip to where if they disbanded they would not work as wrestlers, or they aren't connected at all and it just feels like they're a bunch of fucking people around. But like for combinations like Julia and my Sakurai, it feels like my Sakurai beating my Sakurai is how you beat Julia without actually beating Julia. And I think that is a beautiful tactic from a booking perspective. Because it works very, very well. It's not hard to do, but it just the way that they built that relationship is really dope. Um, I didn't see this match. I'm gonna see it in like an hour.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, uh, I'm happy to hear it. I think Maya Yukihi's dope from everything I've seen of her. Obviously, as I just said, I don't fucking watch Ice Ribbon, but I have seen enough Maya Yukihi to know that she's pretty dope. So I'm very, very excited to see what she does in Stardom.
Yeah, I mean, for any who haven't really seen Maya Yukihi, and I'm not sure why you wouldn't have by now, she throws kicks. Like she throws some lethal
Yeah.
kicks. She's got a lot of charisma. Like she's quite tall, she's quite attractive, so the charisma is just there, right? Like she just reeks star power because she's a tall, attractive woman who puts a lot of effort into her gear and her presentation. She's a really cool entrance theme, and she goes in there and she just throws these mad kicks, right, and these knees and stuff like that. So she's great. Like her and Julia had a match a long time ago for the Ice X Infinity belt that like got a lot of buzz, and I think it was one of the first times I watched both of them. Um, so I didn't like that match, full disclosure, but they've obviously gotten a lot better since then, or at least Julia has gotten 10 times better. But like some of Yuki's best work in Ice Ribbon with Tsukasa Fujimoto was fantastic. So if you've never watched it, I mean, try and find it. I don't know if it's easily available because it's Ice Ribbon,
See,
but
everyone says this is sacrilege, and it is. But most of Maya that I've seen is from Oz, because
oh,
I was a big Oz
oh
fan
no.
for for a while there. I will say though that On the subject of nicknames, one, Mariah May is not the fucking fighting princess. Why do they keep saying that? Stop. Like, she's cool, but like, dude, there's like 7 of those. They're all in God's Eye. Why are you doing this? And two, I'm on Maya Yukihi's cage match page. One of her nicknames is Black
Yeah,
Snow.
yeah.
It's Black Snow. I forgot that. I was like, that's fucking crazy. Oh man, I need her. I need her to do commentary as she's
My
wrestling.
God, no, Dylan. Yeah, she's definitely earned the nickname though. A lot of people refer to her as the Ice Queen because she's very like stoic in that way. Like she would just kill you without remorse, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah.
I buy that.
But that was that show. Like that show was a weird one because I don't think it was that good, but there was so much interesting stuff because this was like the reset, right? Like this was the first show after Dream Queendom, and we're already looking ahead at the Yokohama Arena show. So this was like putting stuff in place, and I thought there was a few interesting bits from it.
It is so wild. This is the third time Shuri has entered a Stardom ring without a championship belt around her waist. Like that is up. Like no, because like you're right. That's like anybody who says they weren't planning on pushing her from the jump is crazy.
Yeah.
She has had a belt at every single point of her Stardom career up until this point, and that's like what? That's going on 3 years.
hmm
For 3 years straight, just
I
didn't
mean, look,
not have
the
a
thing
belt.
is, I also at one point believed it fell into their lap, but like I readjusted once she beat Utami. I was kind of like, yeah, actually she's more like Io. So like she is essentially the modern Io in that way. Because
No,
even
yeah, you're
after
right.
Julia beat her for the red belt, she was like, Suri's the best wrestler in this company. Like straight up admit it. Like Julia was like, I am the red belt champion. Shuri is still the best wrestler. She is still the standard bearer. Like
There's also that there was that beauty like when Shuri beat Utami. I remember Konami, who was obviously like going away. She said that like professional wrestling is better with Shuri at the top of
mm,
it, and I was like, that is a fucking fire line, and it's true. Like that, like just like her, like Shuri's essence is just absurd. And I know that we don't have to talk about because it's fucking Shuri. She just lost a belt. We do not need to talk about how dope Shuri is. We've been doing it for fucking 3 years. But I just think it's incredible to just think about how much of a fucking track record she's had. Like, and it's like this is like the first time that she's not doing anything, and by not doing anything, I mean she's doing one of the biggest cross promotion matches that Stardom can do at this point in time. So like that's just Shuri is a fucking Shuri's a baller. She's a
she's
baller.
a trooper, that's for sure. Now, we have three shows to preview this coming week. The first one is on January 6th. This is a Triangle Derby Corkin show, so this is going to be an interesting one. I have a lot of questions about this because I wonder if fans are just going to start cheering because it's happening now, right? Like, Wrestle Kingdom had cheering. The Noah Budokan had people just breaking restrictions to cheer for Nakamura and Muto. Are
Yeah.
fans
Wait, that wasn't cheering?
No,
Oh,
they
that's fucked.
they
That's
broke the
fucked.
rules. They broke the rules.
I watched
Yeah,
that. That's fucked.
like they straight up were just like, we don't care anymore.
Also, one more thing. The Kendo match was better than the Will Ospreay match. Cry about it. We can move on. Go on.
All right.
Let's go. Let's
So
go.
yeah, I wonder if this is gonna be a show, the first Stardom show where people really start to just go, we're gonna cheer, because it's happening now. Like I think the seal is broken with Wrestle Kingdom. So I'm just kind of interested
I
in
don't
how
know if
that
it is for
goes.
Joshi. I feel like Stardom's been very tight-lipped. Like, I think for Noah, it feels like okay, everybody's doing it. Why the fuck wouldn't we? It was like that's how it
Mm.
feels. But with Stardom, there is not a cheer in sight. You know what I mean? Like that's how it feels. I'm not in Japan. I don't know how it like atmospherically feels, but from my perspective, I imagine that we won't be seeing much of uh, that
Oh,
breakout.
maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Um,
Especially not for a Triangle Derby show.
but it's at Corkin.
Like, oh,
It's at Corkin.
I must cheer. I must cheer for Natsupoi in this match against Saki Kashima. I must cheer. I can't hold it in. That's not Shinsuke versus fucking Buddha, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh I mean, unless somebody kisses somebody and somebody says a bad word, that. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe Natsuko lets one slip.
Um, all right, okay.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
we'll see. I think this could be one of the breaking points though, because it is starting to happen. But the first match on the show is a tag match. It is Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamatani versus Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. So that's a win for Aphrodite.
Yeah. Uh, Interesting match
Yeah.
for just a random.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Um,
Hopefully it's good.
this next match on the website, it doesn't say this is a Triangle Derby match, but I assume it is. It's Tam, Natsupoi, and Saki versus Momo, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kashima. Um, they are
Uh.
in two different blocks, so I would assume
Okay,
so.
then yeah. Yeah.
This is probably the Cosmic Angels team getting their first win since they lost on the opening day.
Yeah, that could be. That could be
Yeah.
Saki.
The match after that then is the Unique Glare team of Starlight Kid, Haruka Umasaki, and Rocka versus Waka, Rina Amakura, and Yuko Sakurai of Lollipop. And well, yeah, Waka's losing because she always loses.
Fuck it, have her be Haruka.
Why not? Honestly, Haruka, yeah. The match after that then,
Oh
we'll
fuck.
we'll have to discuss this one. This is Club Venus, the team of Mina Shirakawa, Mariah May, and Zaya Brookside, versus the Aberembo GE team of Siri, Mirai, and Ami Sourei.
I love that translates to Raging
Yeah.
Boy GE for
I
me.
think it's meant to be Rampaging GE because I know that's the name the English account used for this team.
Yeah.
They was like Raging GE
That's
or
cool.
Rampage GE or
Rampage.
something.
Rampage
Yeah.
God's Eye.
But yeah, I don't know. They were Aberembo GE, so I just kind of stick with that. Yeah, I mean the God's Eye team is winning this because of course they are.
Fucking hope.
Like
Just like
short of Mariah pinning Ami to get a future match, there's no real reason to have God's Eye lose. Um,
they're
are you
lucky that
seeing
the
this
ace is
Mariah
coming so
render?
quickly.
What is this? She looks so weird in it. I don't know.
She looks like a deer in headlights.
Yeah,
She looks like
it's
Kevin.
really bad. I don't know. I don't like that one. Anyway, yeah, this is probably a God's Eye win.
They can't really God's Eye can't really lose until Ami
Well,
loses to
I don't know
Saya.
about that.
Which no, that's the next day, so like we're good. But like, you know, I'm like Ami is the person who would take the fall, and I don't think she's taken any falls the day
Yeah,
before her title
maybe.
match.
I don't know. Stardom is sometimes not that smart with that stuff.
I mean, Mina could pin Mirai. Like they have a connection. She won't. She shouldn't. Let me preface. She shouldn't. But that's a possibility. Is because they have kind of like that weird thing
Yeah.
about TJPW or whatever.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's probably just a God's Eye win.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree, but
Um,
I just don't see Ami
yeah.
losing.
The most important thing is obviously after the match. Shiri has called out Chihiro Hashimoto of Sendai Girls. Specifically, has mentioned this show. Stardom's English account even earlier today posted a reminder. It was like, "Hey guys, just
Rossi tweeted about it the
yeah."
other
He was like,
day.
"Hey guys, just remember that Siri asked Chihiro to be at this show." So Chihiro Hashimoto, probably with some of the Sendai Girls, showing up after this to be like, "You want beef? We got beef." And yeah, I assume that'll happen. They'll probably arrange the match, probably arrange some like preview matches, because I assume you're not gonna just do Shuri versus Hashimoto Cole. You're probably gonna have like Hashimoto and I don't know Eureka Oka team against somebody or Mika Iwata or something. Because I mean Dash
Yeah,
is
they'll just
injured,
bring
so they
over
can't
Rika.
really have her. Um, yeah, I mean, there's enough Sendai girls to. I said this to Scott the other day. I was like, oh yeah, Chihiro dropping the Sendai belt makes sense now because she has to like lose to Shuri probably. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's the thing that I was saying is that it's like them both losing their belts and then being like, you know what, now we can fight.
yes,
That
yeah,
that's like fucking hilarious. Cause like I don't know who like is the one who's like, I am not losing this match if I have a belt. You know what I mean?
oh
Cause like
Chihiro,
either of them could have been like it. It was definitely Chihiro,
yeah,
yeah. Uh part of me is like, I don't know if she wants to lose the match now. I feel like she still is probably gonna be like, nah, I don't want to do that shit.
As she should. I mean, listen. If I look like Hashimoto, I'd be like, listen, man, I don't take those. I don't do no jobs.
Yeah, I mean, she does not have to.
Yeah, no.
You cannot make her do anything because she is Chihiro
Yes.
Hashimoto.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, that's that match. They'll probably just have God's Eye win, and then Hero will show up. The match after that, then, this is an interesting one. The Bari Bombers, Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Tekla versus Maika, Himeka, and Lady C, also known as
Now,
Mahime with
Micah's
C.
render. Micah's render is just so funny to me. I don't know why.
She looks like it
She
looks like
looks
something out
so
of a sitcom ad, right? Like you see the
yeah,
character like huffed, with their arms crossed, like I can't believe it, guys.
and it's like the half smile.
Yeah,
Like it's just like it's. I
yeah,
can't win Micah.
she's
I love Micah.
suffering.
Micah's my girl.
Um, yeah,
You see her beat everybody in sumo the other
yeah, that
day,
was very funny.
just fucking demolishing
We
everyone.
said this,
But
but
she's such a G.
just let her be Bat Yoshinaga. Just let her like
Yeah,
shoot,
no,
destroy people.
like watching the variety shows on New Year's made me realize that I think Micah is just like the alpha of this
Mm.
company. Like I think she's just like she will beat anybody. She is probably the strongest pound for pound. Like she's maybe not the smartest, but she is like she's just like overall she is the alpha of this company.
Pretty much. I assume this is a Bari Bombers win. They have the May and DDM
Yeah,
members.
my over Lady C, probably.
Yeah.
Like not literally, but they'd probably take. But I mean, they like I was not expecting my Hime with C to beat uh uh fucking whatever they're called, Kozen. Um,
Dylan,
so that was a bit of a
I
shock.
just remembered.
What?
We skipped over it. At the
What is
end
it?
of the Triangle Derby show,
Oh fuck!
Suzu
It's
Suzuki,
the biggest
yeah,
thing that
Suzu
happened.
Suzuki challenged Julia to a World of Stardom Championship match, and it was made official for the February pay-per-view in Osaka, which currently has Julia versus Suzu and Mahime versus Seven Up announced for that show. Um,
What a crazy card
I'm
already.
not a fan of Suzu V1 because
Oh no, me
like
neither.
she has no chance of winning, and that's too.
They definitely should have saved
Yeah,
this.
like that's a V5 kind of thing where you're like maybe, maybe. Um,
I hate to say it. This was Mayu's spot. Like Mayu definitely could have lost a
oh
V1
yeah,
against
yeah.
Julia.
Or even like Maya Yukihi, just do the Yukihi match, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean Suzu and Julia will obviously be like fantastic, but
maybe Suzu takes it off of
no,
her.
not a hope. Um, but like
Not on this show, but I'm saying maybe they're doing it early so that they could run it back and Suzu take this off her a year
if
from now.
Suzu signs, maybe, but even then, I'm not sure. Like,
Because that's the only reason why I personally, as someone who personally sees like this absurd level of star power for Suzu Suzuki, that's the only reason I would do it early, is to run it back
well, the thing
late in
is,
the reign.
they want to sell Eddie on Arena number 1 as well, so you kind of need the match of that magnitude.
Well, yeah,
So I think it's just a case of we needed a big match, and we're doing it.
but is Suzu the draw? Like, I feel like that match is a draw, obviously, but I feel like if you want to draw crazy tickets, it's not,
Well,
oh, put Suzu in the main event.
the
Like, I think she will be a draw, and
yeah.
she's continuing to grow as a draw. But that feels
Well,
like
the last pay-per-view in Osaka
I don't know.
did what, that 1800? That was a disappointing attendance,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it
that
was 18.
match is a rematch from the GP final where they had way more than that. So
Yeah.
if you even get those people to decide to show up, or even your normal Stardom viewer who was like, "Hey, that was a cool match. Let me go see the next one." You like I think you're selling it on the match rather than Suzu.
No, I get that. I feel like it's a strange play
It is.
for
It is.
sure.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I feel like this match this early is definitely a strange play. So I'm like it what I mean by Suzu like not being like I'm not saying Suzu's not a draw. What I'm more so saying is that it's like you need, in my opinion, a very overwhelming reason to put her V1.
hmm
And I don't think her drawing power is that reason. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like
But I see the
that's
match.
where
I
I'm
see
at.
the match as the draw.
No,
So
I
like
get that,
I feel
but
like that's why they
it,
did it, because they need to fill these venues. Like that's just it.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's why they do
Yeah,
anything. I mean,
pretty
that's
much. Yeah,
why
that's
the
that is
wrestling
very
happens.
meta. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, that was I don't know how we managed to skip over that, but yeah, the Julia and Suzu is happening again. It's gonna be fantastic. I don't like that as V1 because it does give away that Suzu isn't winning when she should be a big challenger, but you know it is what it is. Now back to the Corkin. The next match is this is two outsider teams. The 7 Up team of Nanai Takahashi, Yu, and Yuta Mizumori versus Rebel X Enemy of Chairman Ram, Maya Yukihi, and Maika Ozaki. Um, I feel like Maya wins again here. I feel like you go headstrong.
Maya over
Yeah,
Yuna.
beating Yuta
I don't
Mizumori.
see why not.
Yeah.
You did not mention Micah or Ram existing in that last match. Did I do anything whatsoever?
You know, they did a good job of like keeping things ticking until the Maya and Julia exchange, which was
Hmm,
from the very beginning made to be the center point of the match.
yeah,
So yeah, they did their job pretty well to keep things ticking.
dope. Yeah, I mean, this could be quite good.
Mm.
But I definitely see. Well, I don't know. I feel Ram also like doesn't lose in Stardom. Like that's something that like I'm just kind of realizing is that like she just hasn't really lost yet, which she can. Like she's very capable
Yes,
of
yeah.
losing, but it's just an interesting thing to think about. It's like she doesn't really take
She'll probably
falls.
be the pinnier of the
Uh,
team when all is said and done.
she will
But
be.
yeah, she's fairly protected because I mean she is like a 15-year veteran or something crazy like that, so they do respect that. But yeah, I don't know. This is a Mayukihi win, so
The only match that she has lost was that four-way, the fucking
oh, yeah, the
soccer one.
showcase, which doesn't
That's the
count.
one.
Like Stardom Showcase does not count.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't see any other result there. Uh,
Yeah, Rebel Enemy
the
wins.
main event then of the show is the H&M team of Mayu, Iwatani, Hanan, and Momokogo versus Hazuki, Koguma, and Saida, also known as classmates.
We running it. We running it
Yep,
back
and this time classmates will win.
already.
So that's pretty simple.
Yes.
Um, that is,
Maya's gonna fucking kill Momokogo.
I hope so.
like, like one of these days, she's just gonna fucking like slap the shit out where everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I am uncomfortable now." That's what's gonna happen.
You love it though. It's great. The next show.
There's another fucking rumble.
Yeah, the next show to preview is on the 8th of January. This is in the Nagoya International Conference Center event hall. In the opener, we have the New Year Nagoya Rumble. This has Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Koguma, Saida, Momokogo, Maika, Himeka, Utami Hayashishita, Lady C, Miyu Amasaki, Rocca, Siri, Mirai, and Yuna Mizumori. So, yeah, somebody will win.
And this time, uh, let me see who fucking I don't know. Misaka Kagura. She's gonna come out and challenge fucking who has a belt? Nobody has a belt. Fuck. I don't know. Somebody obscure is gonna come out and challenge for a belt they should not be challenging for. Because that's what happens in these
Of
rumbles.
course. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Um, yeah, that's a rumble. I don't like these rumbles. I might not watch it. I honestly, I might not watch it. I'm so tired. This is like TW. Like you know when you play TW, and
Yeah.
all your people get unhappy if they're
People
not on events, so you just
yeah, I
throw
was
them
about to
all
say,
in a
yeah.
battle royal. That's what this is. So yeah, that's very fun. Anyway, from there we have Triangle Derby action. The first match is Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Tekla, also known as the Bari Bari Bombers, versus Waka Tsukiyama, Rina Amikura, and Yuko Sakurai of Lollipop. Waka's team loses. Of course, water is wet.
Nah, she beats Julia.
Of course.
Another challenger
Oh
emerges
my
for
god,
the red
dude,
belt.
imagine. The next match then is Club Venus, the team of Mina Shirakawa, Zaya Brookside, and Mariah May versus Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kashima, also known as Gold Ship. It's probably another win for Club Venus. I feel like Mina will pin somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Club Venus wins. Maybe Mariah May will beat the fuck out of Saki. That'll
that'll
be
be
fun.
chill. Um, Match after that then is a triangle derby match. It is Tam, Natsupo, and Saki of the Cosmic Angels versus Risa Sera, Suzuki, and Kurumi Hiragi of Prominence. It's probably a Cosmic Angels win. Get their win back from the
Yeah,
hardcore one.
this feels like where Prominence can drop some
Yeah.
points.
Then we have a high speed championship match. It is Azumi versus Starlight Kid. So have Azumi retaining to break the defense record. I think she'd break that with it.
Yeah, yeah. She
And
would
then
break
she
it.
gets her big challenger for Yokohama after, probably.
Oh, it will be Mio Momino who comes out at the end of the Rumble, and then she's gonna be like, "Oh wait, she's not
Wrong
obscure
match.
though. Don't get me wrong. She's one of the
Yeah.
greatest wrestlers of all time." Yeah, wrong match. I'll be back
You know what's
later. And
interesting
that's
is
exactly what
Marvelous has a show actually on this day in Yokohama, but they haven't announced the card. So like, who the hell
happened.
knows?
I think like I maybe I'm setting myself up for disappointment, and it's gonna be Azumi Koguma or something. Um, but I feel like if you want to go Dream Slam, if you want a crazy good defense for Azumi, I think you need to get a Mio Momino caliber
Yeah.
wrestler. And by Mio Momino caliber wrestler, I mean Mio Momino because nobody's really at that exact
Yeah,
level.
no. Since
Like she's a
Meiho
very
Suzuki is gone, there's nobody.
yeah, yeah, no. So I think they kind of I want them to get Mio Momino, but I also think they kind of need to get Mio Momino or somebody that like is worth that match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're gonna do a defense on that, I mean, if they can get Tayo, fuck. Like, I mean, like that's the alternative. If they could drag Tayo out of fucking retirement and out of her refereeing high speed matches, if they can do that, that's it's Mio Momino or Tayo. So let's take your pick. Uh, Stardom probably picks Saki Kashima. That's that's the realistic
Yes.
answer.
But yeah, no, this would be a cool match, I'm sure. I'm sure Kate will want to go out there and make it as good as possible for Azumi, given it's Azumi's, basically title defining win. Um,
If Kid wins, I will be very upset. I think
she's
everybody
she's
can
she's above
understand
this.
this. She
She's above
shouldn't.
this. Like,
No, she is above. Like I don't think she's like above it, quote unquote. But she is not a high speed wrestler anymore. Like she isn't that. She
it's
isn't
not her bag.
in the like.
She's
It isn't. It's not
Yeah.
hers. Yeah.
She's too charismatic, too well pushed, too
Okay. But
close to the white belt
uh,
to really be in this title scene anymore. So, yeah. The main event then is a Wonder Startup Championship match. It is Saya Kamatani defending against Ami Sourei. I would bet my house on Saya Kamatani winning because they would be really silly to put the belt on Ami.
you would have two houses. You have
Yeah,
two
that'd
houses.
be pretty chill. I could be a landlord. Oh my god.
Isn't there? I was gonna say, isn't there a housing crisis over there or
Yes,
something?
they would have to like dig up a house to give me. So, you know. But yeah, no, that's a Saya Kamatani win because come on.
Who challenges her afterwards? Does that? I think that's the bigger question because like. Does Mina come out and they do that early?
Maybe
Or does she fuck around until like I think that's the
she
bigger
might
question
just not
because
defend because the February pay-per-view
the
already has,
February show has enough
yeah, like
shit.
that already has a big match, two big matches really. And we'll probably have more stuff later throughout. So you can probably get away with
But
it, or else you do her and
the
Mirai.
Cinderella is till fucking late
Yeah,
March.
do her and Mirai then.
So like there's definitely
Mirai's
one
doing
more.
nothing else.
Again, Mariah loses again to like you should not lose twice in the same reign to somebody. You should not
Why
challenge and lose
not?
twice in the same
It's
reign.
it's Mirai. Should be fine.
Because that's a Micah mark. Like
Yeah, but
that's when you know
it's
you're Micah.
Mirai. Like, come on. She's gonna win the belt. Probably next. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that is an art person. If Mina does win the belt, Mirai beats her in like a
Yeah.
fucking day.
In a day. No, probably not. But yeah, that's that show then. Pretty predictable show, all things considered. And the final show to preview is on January 9th. This is Triangle Derby Show in Anjo. This show is built entirely around Tam because this is her homecoming. So I think we know how that main event is going. And the opener, we have Shuri versus Tekla versus Yuna Mizumori versus Mai Sakurai. So yeah, probably a Shuri win.
Interesting. Uh, yeah, that's a
It
wild
is. It's very
match.
strange.
Yeah, I mean, Shuri,
The next
Shuri.
match, Dylan. It's a 10-woman tag match. It is the Stars team.
I my immediate instinct was to scream out loud because I read
Yeah,
it.
the Stars team of Mai Utani, Hazuki, Koguma, Saida, and Momokogo versus the Oedo Tai team of Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, Saki Kashima, and Ruaka. Great times. Great times. We love
Damn.
it. We love to see it.
Why are we here just to
I
suffer?
know. This is probably in a way to tie win as well. This is the best part.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Uh,
Momokogo
yeah.
fucking in the win.
The next match then is the Aphrodite team of Utami Hayashishita
What the
and
fuck?
Saya
No, stop
Kamatsani
it. Watching the show.
versus
I am not watching the
the
show.
New Era's Mirai and Namisore. So this is going to a draw.
Really?
It's going to a draw.
Oh my god.
We have reached
No. I mean, yes, but
we've
no.
reached tired Dylan existential point. He's just not. He doesn't want to do this anymore. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But yeah.
Oh my god, this show is bad. Like I'm looking at the remaining matches. This
Yeah.
is a bad show.
Yeah.
Like this is like just like objectively not
Yeah.
good.
It's a Tam homecoming show. They built it around the one thing and said, yeah, fuck the rest. So I don't blame them. But yeah, that's a draw if I ever seen one. If then we're into Triangle Derby action, it's Mina Shirakawa, Zaya Brookside, and Mariah May of Club Venus. This is Maika, Himeka, and Lady C, also known as Maihime with C. It's probably a Maihime win.
I
Yeah.
hope.
The match after that is that's the main event. Oh shit, okay. So it's Tam, Natsupoi, and Saki versus Waka Arena and Yuko Sakurai. So yeah, Tam is pinning.
I think Waka should win.
Are you gonna tire of this bit or
This time it's not a bit. I do
Waka
think
is
Waka should
not
win. I think Waka.
winning in Tam's hometown on some random show? Sorry.
I yeah, I know, but I think that would be
Okay,
cool.
it would.
I do like it's usually a bit that's like, oh, Waka should beat Juliet. No, I think Waka should beat Tam. I think Waka should prove that she is not the weak link. In fact, Tam is the weak link
Mm. Well, I mean,
of Ghost.
Waka has never lost in 6 minutes to KAIRI, so yeah.
Exactly. So true. Thank you. You're such a queen for that statement. Actually, I appreciate that. You're right. You're so right. Is the thing.
Your mind is just blown at this. You're like, holy shit, this is right.
I mean, Waka took like 8 minutes to lose to Saki Kashima. I mean, who's better? Like, folks, where's
Oh
the
my
lie?
god, he did it. Wow.
Waka
We've had
better.
a Bobby Fish reference. I think it's time we retire. So
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
that is the end of this show. That is everything previewed and everything reviewed. We will be back next week to review probably the Cork and Hall show, and we will look forward to a 2-day stint in Osaka Edion Arena #2 for the rest of
Hmm.
the Triangle Derby. Then we'll probably have a press conference next week for New Blood 7 because that is on the 20th and there's only 2 matches announced. So I'll probably have news about that sometime next week.
Yeah.
Especially with the tag
Damn.
title tournament getting underway there as well. They'll probably have to announce something soon. So
I hope that's good. I really hope that's
yeah,
good. I hope it's not dog shit.
it's New Blood. I have no idea.
Because like those are the two options. You know what I mean? Because like that could be really fun. Like having like like having given them all a reason to like do good things. You know, like
Yeah,
try. New Blood sounds cool. Uh, but it could just be karma, and that's it.
yeah, it will be karma.
It will be karma. You're right.
Sadly. Yeah, that is that. I think it is time for us to close the show, unless you have any closing remarks.
Uh, yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed the show, first show of the year. I hope nobody hates us for our Sasha takes or Mercedes takes.
We had no
Um,
takes.
yeah, we kept it pretty light. We did not to talk too much shit. I was expecting to talk a little bit more shit than I did. Just because the segment was really bad. But I'm excited for what's to come. Uh, I hope that things start becoming more clear with outside participation for that Yokohama show. and for Sasha and for just everything. So I think that's really I think that's the most interesting stuff in wrestling is when outsiders come in.
Yeah.
And I hope that they are able to do that in the way that I know they want to and make it really interesting and really cool and really fun. So I'm excited to continue analyzing and doing jokes about this every week for your listening pleasure.
All right. Well, I will not be doing that. I am just here to be here. So if you want to stand, you may stand.
What the
If you
fuck
want to
is
sit,
that?
you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in. Ijo.
Yep.